Mrs. Riley has accused Mrs. Gilhooly of stealing a cake from her property on the afternoon of March 21st of this year.
Indeed. Constable! You reported to the scene. What did you find?
Well, Your Honour, I was on duty, so I was on the day in question, and I was minding my own business, Your Honour, polishing the seat of my bicycle, when word came through, Your Honour, that there was a row out the road in Mooneystown, so there was. So I hopped on my bicycle with its half-polished seat, Your Honour, and went out, and true as the Lord is above us, Your Honour, there was the two women, and they in the middle of a schmozzle, so they were. So, Your Honour, I did my best to try and get to the bottom of what happened and get a true sequence of events, but Mrs. Riley was there and she was in very high hysterics, so she was, and Mrs. Gilhooly was screaming, running around the place with a hen under her arm, Your Honour. I've never seen nothing like it.
Right, calm down.
Apologies, Your Honour.
Yeah, I see. Now have we got Mrs. Riley here to establish more of the facts? Is Mrs. Riley here?
We do, Your Honour. The court calls Mrs. Riley to the stand.
Mr. Garland Cade, will you do your duty?
And Mrs. Riley, place your right hand on the Bible, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. I most certainly do.
Okay, Mrs. Riley, settle. Now, you appear to have accused your neighbour, Mrs. Gilhooly, of a most serious crime. Can you tell the court what happened?
I sure can. Your Highness, that woman, she stole my cake. What was supposed to be a lovely, beautiful day in my house was simply ruined. Do you see, we had invited the parish priest over to bless our house, all who dwell in it, all livestock, etc., etc. But it was simply ruined because of that woman. I put my cake outside in the garden because it was such a beautiful day. Next, my cake is gone. But I could hear a little bit of scurrying coming from the hedge next door. That's when I knew. That's when the penny dropped. That woman, stole my cake.
Yes, but Mrs. Riley, are you sure? Can you be sure? Are you certain that Mrs. Gilhooly was in fact the woman who stole your cake? Is it possible that some Roman livestock could have taken your cake and ate it? I note from my notes that you're a goat farmer. Goats are known to have sweet tooths.
Oh, are they? My goats, Your Honour, are the most loyal goats in the county. They're like my family, like my kids, you could say. I went round next door. I knocked on the door. Oh, she opened the door all right to me, but she denied the crime. She denied it, but I could tell she was lying because there, stuck to her chin, was a piece of my lemon drizzle cake. She always was an inappropriate, messy eater, Your Honour.
Oh, very well settled, Mrs. Riley. Clerk, do we have actually got Mrs. Gilhooly with us today?
We do, Your Honour. The court calls Mrs. Gilhooly.
Mrs. Gilhooly! Oh.
Place your right hand on the Bible, please. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, and God help her, accusing me of such a heinous crime.
Now settle down, Now, Mrs. Gilhooly, I put it to you that you have been accused of stealing a cake, a lemon drizzle cake, from the property of Mrs. Riley, your neighbour.
Well, now you said it. The cheek of her. I only took what was rightfully mine. She neglected to provide you with one very significant fact. This cake rightfully belongs to me. And you know what she is like. You know
Now, Mrs. Gilhooly, are you now stating that you, in fact, baked the cake?
Well, no. But for months now, she's been luring my hens next door.
Is that
All
not
in
a
an
cock?
effort. It's a hen. Hens. And all in an effort to gain possession of their eggs. And you know what?
I can confirm it is a hen.
Confirmed and put into the minutes.
She had the cheek to make a fine big cake and paraded about the garden, all made with the eggs that she took from my hens. You know that? Right under my nose. This cake was mine, rightfully mine.
So now you're suggesting that the cake was surely yours. You believed that the cake was yours.
This is true. The cake was mine.
But surely you could have admitted this from the start and saved the court all this time. Why didn't you admit it to Mrs. Riley that you took the cake?
You know, if she had said, "Hello, Mrs. Gilhooly, isn't it a lovely day? Just wondering if you took your own cake bag," then I would have said yes, indeed. But she said it was hers. She did. She said it was hers.
Well, that's all right. Both ladies, you may step away from the stand. I'm going to make another ruling on this. The court has heard much of the evidence, if you could call it that. It's a very, very complex case. Very complex. And it's further complicated by the comings and the layings of a very confused hen with questions and loyalties. The truth of the matter is, who knows at this stage who owned the cake? Baked by Mrs. Riley, but using the vital ingredients of the eggs provided by Mrs. Gilhooly's It's impossible to decipher, clerk. It's like trying to decipher what came first, the chicken or the egg. Case dismissed.